Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tanner from Honest Hair Growth. As you can see, the beard's coming in. I let it grow out a little bit for a few days. Um, Today I just wanted to make a video on answering some of your guys' questions that you had in my previous video. I'll have the link to that video in the description so you can go check that out. It was my 1 year mark of using Minoxidil. So I had a lot of fantastic progress, I'd say, just using Minoxidil, because had I not, it probably would have been much delayed and I probably still wouldn't have had much facial hair. So some of the questions I've been getting were how to apply Minoxidil, is it permanent, using the liquid versus foam version, the perception of me as a person after growing facial hair, the side effects of Minoxidil. So today I just want to dive in to some of those questions and give you guys some answers, so hopefully it can help you out. Alright, so one of the first questions I received was how exactly do I apply Minoxidil and what's the process that I use? So to answer the question, I used to apply it twice a day, daily, in 1 milliliter each application. So for reference, that is obviously where it hits the line that says 1 milliliter. So to show you how exactly it works and to reference maybe a way for you guys to actually do this yourselves, if you choose to use Minoxidil or if you already have it, you basically obviously pinch the dropper up here, you wait till it hits 1 milliliter. If it goes a little bit over, I would kind of I'd squeeze a little bit till it hits the 1 milliliter mark. And even though I already kind of have facial hair, I might as well show you guys what it's like. I also have a Derma roller, so I can show you exactly the process that you guys can use. So basically, you just apply on your face and try and hit the weak spots if you can. Don't get it too high up on your cheeks, because you obviously don't want hair on your cheekbones. That's not desirable. And I used to try and get it underneath here too, underneath my chin a little bit, or on my neck. And the reason for that is it's going to look kind of unnatural if you have hair on your face but not underneath your neck or on your neck, right? So I'm not using a mirror obviously right now, but I'm just kind of referencing how exactly it would work. Get on the mustache, right? And then you keep referencing your dropper. Make sure you're not using too much on one side. I guess it doesn't hurt to put a little bit more on. After all, I did use it for close to a year, so. All right, so once you have it all applied on there, try and even it out a little bit. That's what I would do. I'd actually use the dropper to kind of move it around on my face. And then, to be honest, I would just leave it on. I wouldn't even use the Derma roller at all. But in this video, I might as well just show you guys how exactly the Derma roller works as well. So you got this little guy, the Derma roller. I think I actually created a video on 3 products that complement Minoxidil as well. I'll leave the link for that in the description. But the idea behind this is it's got micro needles that will puncture the skin and it'll improve the absorption of your skin so that Minoxidil topically, it can be absorbed. So you just kind of roll it over your face and try and use different patterns when you do it, like, go up and down, do an X. And this will help. The idea is it'll help Minoxidil absorb better. So it doesn't hurt. It feels like, something's just kind of brushing over my skin. But yeah, this is the idea. This is exactly what I would recommend you guys do. So That feels kind of funny actually up here. Kind of tickles. But yeah, that's the idea. I suppose you could use the derma roller before, you could use it after. I guess it's all up to you guys, but personally, when I apply it on my scalp, I'll use it afterwards. So that's my process. I'll apply it once in the morning, or I used to apply it once in the morning. I'd leave it on all day, and then at the end of the night, like after I get out of the shower, I'll put it on again. Obviously not on my scalp though. This time for you guys, it will be on your face. And I suppose it would be recommended that you use a derma roller to do that as well, just so it helps absorb the minoxidil better. So yeah, guys, that's my process of how I apply minoxidil, and now I'll move on to the next question. Another interesting question that I received was, what were people's perceptions of me with facial hair versus no facial hair? And the answer to that, in my own opinion, was that I believe people treated me much differently. People treated me as though I was more of an adult. People treated me more respectively. And I haven't had a problem with the ladies. And there's actual statistics too. I do recall like it was like 54% of women prefer men with facial hair versus having no facial hair. So I found that pretty interesting. There was also a video that I saw on YouTube a while back prior to using minoxidil. It was entitled something to the effect of, do people care if I use minoxidil to grow a beard? And this man went out and surveyed a bunch of people, and they mentioned that they didn't care, obviously, because some of them believed, like, you know, if you want to grow facial hair, that's completely up to the person. But my idea is that I personally like myself with facial hair. I don't like shaving because to be honest, it's just, shaving is really cumbersome, so I kind of just want to grow it out. But yeah, to reiterate, perceptions of me have changed. I've heard from several people like, oh, I like your facial hair, you look good with facial hair. My parents actually do not like my facial hair, but that's fine. I've heard otherwise from other people, so yeah, that's just as best as I can answer that question. It's in a positive connotation that yes, perceptions have changed of me in a good way. All right, so I received a question from Oscar Arechiga, I think that's how you say it, and he asked me, did I shave at all through the process of using minoxidil? And the answer is yes, I did shave. I would say probably around every 2 weeks. It was not scheduled. If it got too long, specifically if it got too long on my chin area and my mustache area, yes, I would shave. Just because I was working at the time and I did not want to show up with too long of facial hair there. So I did shave. And there is some speculation about whether or not shaving versus no shaving actually makes a difference when applying minoxidil. To tell you the truth, there were times I did not shave every 2 weeks. I would shave even maybe once a week. And personally, I believe I noticed results just the same. In fact, if I did shave, I could feel that the minoxidil would actually sting more on my face, which may seem like a bad thing, but that may also mean that it could be more absorbent due to the pores being likely more opened up because I'm, shaving down to my face. So hopefully that answers your question, Oscar. So in my 1 year minoxidil video, I stated that I still have some vellus hairs, but as of now, it's really, I would say in a way inaccurate, because the majority of the hair on my face is terminal. It's just that in some spots, like my, connectors right here, they're not connecting obviously all the way. And so it's just, I don't really care to put minoxidil on those spots because I don't want to have to go through the routine of having to put this on again, personally. But this kind of leads to one of the questions that I received in the comments of one of my videos, and that was that, does minoxidil leave permanent results? And by this I mean, will terminal hair, or not terminal hairs, will hairs that appear to be terminal, hairs that contain pigmentation, will they retain their color? Will they retain their thickness? Or are they going to revert back to vellus hairs? And the answer to that for me personally is I have not used minoxidil for several months, only for instructional purposes in this video. I have not applied it on my face. And I have found that yes, it has retained the results that I wanted. And there is no reversion back to vellus hairs. So to answer the question, yes, it will retain permanent results with some cases, like my own. Maybe not your case, maybe not someone else's case, but it worked for me. So I received a series of questions from a user named P. Urson on my 1-year minoxidil journey video, and he asked me 2 questions. He says, how did you find the time to apply both morning and night? It seems like it might be hard to put on Minox in the morning and have to go to work or school with it on your face. Is it colorless and odorless? So to answer your question, Pearson, I personally had to take advantage of applying minoxidil at different time intervals throughout the day. It was not always in the morning, because I did go to, I'll put it this way. So when I was in college, I really did not care what I showed up like in class. So I would apply minoxidil in the morning. I really didn't care because half the other college students I was dealing with were, they're college students. They really, I wouldn't say they don't care about their appearance, but they just go into class to get class over with, to say the least. So to answer your question, in the morning when I did go to work, I did not apply minoxidil, and the reason is because I didn't want to ruin my professional image at work and have flakiness or itching and flakes coming off. I've dealt with that actually for the first week or 2. I'd go into work with that and I realized, no, I am not going to apply this in the morning. So I actually ended up applying it right after I got off of work, and then applied the other 1 milliliter at night. So I guess I just really stuck to, I stuck to a disciplined schedule of applying minoxidil. It was just, it's not really time consuming. You applied it, as you saw in a few minutes back. It really doesn't take that long to apply. I mean, you apply 1 milliliter on your whole face, spread it out, and you kind of get a routine down. It's really, it becomes fluid. All right, and then you asked, is it colorless and odorless? When applying on your face, you will see, with the liquid version at least, and I noticed this, there's a white sort of shadow looking appearance on your face, and that is one of the reasons why, again, I did not apply it in the morning to work. I didn't care in school because, but in terms of odor, it does have an odor. It kind of smells like alcohol. like if you think of kind of like a rubbing alcohol, but very faint. I would not say it's very strong odor. Once you apply it, you do not smell it throughout the day. Taste, though, is absolutely, I hate the taste of it, especially if you apply it on your mustache area and it starts to get on your lip. I would recommend once you apply it on your face, on your mustache, wherever, get some water on your fingertip and just kind of wipe on your mustache so you don't get that taste, because it does not taste good at all. You also asked, do you have hairs growing on your cheeks prior to beginning Minox? I have no hairs there, and I'm hoping I'll grow some in when I try it out. I did not have hairs on my cheeks. As you can see, if you skip to my 1 year Minoxidil video, if you skip to, I think it's around like 6 minutes or so, I have my before and after. You'll see I did not have hairs. Of course, they may have been very tiny vellus hairs that I did not see. They're translucent, so I can't really see them. But no, to answer your question, no, I did not. I did have a few on my chin. I did have a few on my stash area, but other than that, I did not have hairs on my cheeks. So hopefully that answers your question. I received a question on whether I had any unwanted body hair when using Minoxidil, and surprisingly, yes. The answer is yes to that. When I was applying Minoxidil on my cheeks, sometimes I would apply too high and it would get underneath, I don't know if you guys want to look, but underneath your earlobes, if you have earlobes like mine, you got little tiny hairs underneath there. And sometimes I would apply my Minoxidil on there and get, it all soaked up, and I actually started growing tiny little, darker hairs right there. Darker hairs than they should be. Darker hairs than vellus hairs. So be careful how you apply it, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I do not have any hairs there now. So it appears that those little dark hairs went away.